Hello everyone, this is Monica, your English mentor. Now today in this lecture we are just going to start our new lesson from the book First Flight of Class 10th. Now as the title has been indicating here, the name of the lesson, the two stories about flying. It means it is a you can say lesson which consists of the two stories about the flying. Here flying has been the two meaning. One is of the living, another for the non-living. Now let us consider that how a living thing can be fly and a non-living thing can also be fly. Here we have found the reference of a bird in the first part, which name is his first flight. Another reference of flying we will found over the aeroplane, which is non-living thing. Now, the name of that particular you can say part of the lesson is the black aeroplane, which is written by Frederick Forsyth. Now, now we are just going to start in the video that how two of the parts carrying the two different stories and two different concept of flying. In the first one we will found a courageous story of a seagull, generally a kind of bird which generally found around the sea or in the sea. And another in the part we are just going to find out a story of a black aeroplane and how it could be related to the particularly with our writer. We will learn throughout the video. Now let us start with the first of the part, which name is his first flight. Here his refers to the seagull, a young seagull who just take born, and he didn't even fly over that. He is so young that he is afraid to fly for the first time. For example, if I will say, when a human child of the 2 year or the 1.5 year, whatever with that, when he is starting to take his first step, he always used to you can say afraid that he will not stand over his feet, right? It means the lack of confidence is always there. The same condition lies with that seagull, that he has no confidence over his wings, that he could be fly over the sea. It means he was just a kind of fear in his mind about the sea, that he will see that he will not going to fly over it, he will sink on it. Now next one is that young seagull has a family, and there are different family members in which one is mother, another one is father, and three of the siblings are there. They were just also the same age of the our young seagull, and in which there are two brother and one sister, but they are just like they are not you can say they are just opposite of a young seagull, because they learn how to fly over the sea, but our seagull has just got afraid of doing that. Now they are just encouraging him that you have to fly, and his parents also give her the advice to either you are going to fly, either you will be hungry all over your age, all over your life in the edge of this very mountain. It means in the starting of the lesson we have just found that there was a young seagull who just standing over a peak, you can say edge of the mountain is just in the sea. Now at this edge he was just looking that how his siblings are going to fly over the sea, and there was also another mountain edge over there. They had just been flew and sat over there. Then here we find one thing, that his parents usually motivate him to get his wings you can say flatter, but after that all these efforts he is not going to do anything. After that we just find that you can say his fear of flying is not you can say come out, and because he was just a kind of thinking that his wings is so shorter that he could not even bear the weight of the flying, then he could not gather the courage to do the same, and so he was punished to get hungry by his parents, you can say. After that he just found a punishment to stay hungry all over the edge. Then he was just you can say do a kind of pretension to be hungry and to be faint over. Then he started himself as a faint and start to close his eyes, so that his parents will come to know that he is hungry and going to faint soon, it may be result in death. So he is going to pretend all these things. But young seagull's mother and parents, you can say, know this very thing, that seagull is pretension over not to fly. So they were just to give a plan, and the young seagull's mother just picked up a fish in her beak, and he was just try to, you can say, tear it, and on this seagull just you can say cry for the hunger, that he need food, he need fish. Then his mother says that if you want this, then try to even, you can say, fly with a single you can say uplift of your body with your wings. But he didn't even try. Thus it was his mother that compelled him to fly by using the food as a trap. So he was just using a food as an you can say a kind of trap that will allow our young seagull that he will will using his wings to fly over that. Now the foremost thing is that he was just trying a lot, but he didn't get any kind of courage. But once it was near a day, he was just got hungry, and he just got on a real basis, he just you can say try to be so strong, but he didn't even get the courage to fly over because of the hunger even. So he just still sit there down, and at that time when he just got stand back, then he found that he was so hungry that he need food, otherwise he will be die. Then his mother was also picked up a fish, and he just also again tear it. Then young seagull wants to take it off. Then his mother just come near to the peak. She just come near to the peak, and he also having the two pieces of fishes in her beak, and he was just using it as a trap, that he will come moves towards the last end of the edge, and he will fall it down, then it will flutter his wing. After that this very trap of his mother was being successful when he when the young seagull tried to get the fish by jumping over the edge. Then he suddenly felt that he is not flying his with his wings, but he suddenly going to sink in the sea. Then he was just got afraid and get faint. But soon after he was realized that he is not sinking in the sea. He is just you can say know how to float over the sea, and now he just flutter all the wings and he start flying. After that, all the fears which are just put in the mind of you can say our young seagull just take it off, and he just start flying. It means this is a kind of story of a young seagull which reflects how one hesitates to take the first step or the first flight, and the fear is all in the mind. It means all the fears lies in the mind, either in the human being or either in the bird, whatever be the you can say living organism it is. Now one should trust one's own ability, because the fear of suffering is worse more than the suffering itself. It means when you are going to fear, that means you are going to die. Then if you are you can say take a risk, then you will learn how to live the life on the regular basis. It means the lesson has been giving a you can say moral, that we have to take some of the risk to get something, and we have to even believe our own ability rather than to others that they will tell us. So this is a short story about his first flight, then how a young sea will take his first flight, and how his family encourages him, and how many efforts he did for the first flight. It has been written by Liam O'Flaherty. So this is all about the story. The story's first part of about flying, right? Now let us move towards the another interesting story about flying, and which I just named as the Black Aeroplane, which is written by Frederick. Now let's move towards another part of the story of flying, that is Black Aeroplane, which is written by Frederick Forsyth. And if I will tell in the short way, then it has the own story of Frederick Forsyth, because he was also a pilot, and it was a kind of sharing incident when he was just meet with a mysterious incident when he just you can say took a flight towards the England once upon a time. So let's start the very interesting story of Frederick Forsyth, and a real and true, you can say, the story of our writer. Now here writer says that once upon a time he took flight towards England in his decorated plane, and by crossing France in the night at 1:30 a.m. It means it was the time of night, and he just crossing the France, and he just want to reach the England, and at the time when he just got the flight is that 1:30 a.m. Then at that time he was just flying in the sky, dark sky, everything is clear, sky is clear, full of stars, moon, and air is blowing so much. So it is a fine, you can say, the weather. And at that moment he was just thinking about the family and the holidays, because being a pilot he has to be on duty on the many of the hours. At that time he would just want to go his home, that was lie in the England. That's why he was just thinking about his family and holiday. After that he reaches Paris, and we contact to the control room. It is a mandatory things whenever you are on your plane will be over a place, then you have to inform particularly to the control room of that area of that city of, or you can say the wherever be the, you can say the aeroplane landing area will be there. You have to inform that particular control room, and then he informed them that he is moving towards England, and they also heard all this information about him. Then after that he just uh, you can say need a kind of guidance. Then they give us the they give him the guided, they just guided him, and they were just all able to hear him. And after that writer check up the map and compass, that after that he just moving in the right direction or not. Then he find that he is in the right direction towards England. Then he you can say that after the control room guided him, he has a switch on the last fuel tank, because of, in his fuel tank there was so little, you can say, of little of the fuel was there, and it can be turned up to England if there will be no any kind of weather changing. Then he just turned his aeroplane 12 degree west, and he was just thought that he will reach England at breakfast time. It means he wants to do the breakfast with his family. Now he is 150 kilometer ahead from the Paris, you can say. So he just found himself so you can say at ease, that he will reach home, and he will do the breakfast with his family and members, because he was just missing his family members and child. So after that suddenly when he just moved ahead 150 kilometer to the Paris, he suddenly found that the weather has been worst, and all where he found the black clouds over the sky, and his aeroplane just got stuck over the, you can say, cloud. And he see his fuel tank, that fuel is also at the low capacity. And after that he just checked the map and compass, and he also used to you can say he just wants to call control room of that particular area, but they are not able to hear him, and the compass and map was just also you can say not guiding him the well, because everything has been lost. So he got lost the direction, and there is no radio connectivity with the control room, with the different control rooms. So he just found himself in trouble, that he will not be out of this you can say cloud area. So he wants to take, he has two of the choices, that either he will turn up the you can say the aeroplane, either he will take a risk and go in you can say in between the huge cloud which are just color of black. They are not seems to be a black color cloud, they are just like a huge mountain in which the aeroplane cannot be survived. Now, at last he just got lost the direction and radioactivity. Then suddenly a mysterious thing has happened to him. What is the mysterious thing? That he got a kind of, and finally I will say that he just lost his all hopes to reach home and to go back. Even he just lost his all hopes about that. Suddenly a aeroplane has just come beside him, and he just tried to guided him that I am here, you can follow me, and I will tell you where is the landing form. and at that time he was just so relaxed that some of the control room has just sent the particular aeroplane to just guide him in the huge storm, and to land him over the fly, you can say, landing. After that, he was feel relaxed that someone has guided him. It was just our writer has just given the description of that particular aeroplane, that that particular aeroplane was fully black in color, has nothing to do with another color. There is no light even. So he was just able to see the even the pilot's face of that particular black aeroplane. Now our Frederick Forsyth just copying him in the way where he is just taking the turn. He is also taking the turn because he is just taking the direction after him. And after a few of the minutes, you can say, he just feel that either he will lost his aeroplane, or both of them will be got lost together. But after half an hour time, black aeroplane has just tried to land, you can say, down over a flyover. Now here we just find out that there was a runway which I just seen by our Frederick Forsyth, and black aeroplane was just landing over that runway. And here Frederick was also getting kind of instructions, and he just landed his plan over the runway. Now both of the plane has been land over the runway. After that, when he just get off his aeroplane, our writer, that is Frederick Forsyth, and when he just got down from his aeroplane, he wants to thank that particular pilot who just guided him in the huge black storm. Then after that, he didn't find the black aeroplane anywhere, nor where even the pilot. Then he just you can say in hurry, he just went to the control room, and there was a lady. He asked to that particular lady that where is the person who has guided him, and please tell me who was the person who in the radar, after seeing in the radar that particular, who was that person who's playing the, who just flying that particular black aeroplane and guided me in the huge storm. Then the lady was so surprised and just see at him so surprisingly. Then she tell him that there was no plan in the in the, you can say, the strong storm. This was the only plane of yours which has just got struck over the storm. There was no plan, no other plane. So he was so surprised that then where is the black aeroplane has just went away. Where is that particular pilot is that we just landed together over the runway, but where he went. So this mysterious incident has just saved the life of our writer, and from this very mysterious incident, he just changed his mindset that anything can happen when you are, you can say, have belief in yourself, as well as it is all about a mysterious thriller. And he found a kind of one mysterious experience in his life with the very strange experience of black aeroplane. Now at the end of the lesson, our Frederick, you can say, was in a kind of confusion that what kind of black aeroplane was that. So it is also a kind of very positively awaken our subconscious mind, that they can also, with some spiritual things, that they can help us. If we are true with us, so then they can help us. The black aeroplane is also a kind of the sign of that particular spirituality which has just come there to help our writer, and because he was just a kind of god gift who has just come to save our writer's life. Now here is all about the two stories of flying. I hope that you have been clear with the first and the second sort of flying. How, what is the difference between the flying on the first one is, and what is the flying's difference between these of two with the second one. Now in the first one we have just find out a moral lesson that we have to believe on our own ability. In the second one, that when you have a kind of hope always there, then please put a hope, and everything can be possible. Even a mysterious thing can help you in somehow and some way. This is all about the two stories about flying, and I hope this has been clear to you. I will meet you in the next video. Thank you.